Hi everyone. I want to make a few statements about the Republican Party, as there are several of these being thrown out right now. Um, the rules of the party are important and we have to follow the rules. The rules are not meant to encompass all that we're allowed to do. A Republican Party that is only worried about getting people elected and not worried about holding politicians to a platform, not worried about trying to make sure there's social justice and that our values are being upheld. That's not a party I don't think many are interested in. It is not about getting people elected and raising money, as I stated a year ago in another video. We are willing to do that, but that is only part of it. There are several that would try to hold our hands behind our back and not let us be effective, telling us all we're allowed to do is make sure people are getting elected and make sure that we have enough money. I don't really care if we have enough money if we're not making a difference. We're not interested in padding people's pockets. It's interesting that those causing the most division, from what I'm seeing, are the ones that are crying division. I have never heard of a chairman not allowing a vice chairman access to databases, to having a budget committee that was called according to the rules, being completely locked out of the headquarters where the budget committee was supposed to meet. I've never seen such division in my life. There's these middle school emails coming out from Chickasaw Warrior, and you have the second largest county in the state chairman making middle school really gross texts about how she wants to take a bath and read them and she just can't wait. And I mean, it's really gross. I won't even do all of it because it's just really divisive. They call people names. I have never seen such division since middle school girls. It's interesting, but yet the people causing the most division are the ones crying that there needs to be unity in the party. Let me tell you, the grassroots are never going to unify with tyranny. We do play by the rules and we don't have anything against the rules. That seems to be what I hear the most of. Well, you got to play by the rules, and the more, they want to use the rules to stop us and to, well, you can only do it if it's allowed in the rules. Let me tell you, we're going to take back the country. We are worried about more than raising money and getting people elected. We are worried about getting people elected, but we're holding them accountable. And those that do not pass the smell test, or we do not believe are patriots, we do not support just because they put an R next to their name. I fully support John Bennett when he endorsed Jackson Lawmeyer against Lankford in the primaries. One of my favorite videos is Rachel Maddow having a complete meltdown over that. Because the rules, no rule actually said he couldn't do that, but they really wanted it to badly because that wasn't, those were the unspoken rules you weren't allowed to say. I understand that the Republican Party needs to allow everyone a chance to speak. I personally am backing Michael Bergstrom for our state senator. There's a guy I don't care much for named Houston Britton that's running against him. But I'm going to let Houston speak at our next meeting simply because he is a Republican. I don't believe that he's a rhino. And just because I don't agree with him doesn't mean that I'm not going to give him the stage. And just because I support the other candidate doesn't mean I won't give him the stage. So he'll be speaking here. I don't believe that we should play favorites, but there is nothing wrong with me saying Charity Lynch is going for Bergstrom and hopes that's who wins the primaries. As the Craig County Republican Party, I will let each person make their own decision because it's not tyrannical. But we're allowed to say you don't get to take away who we are. Now, the party isn't going to put any money for either candidate in the primaries. And so I do understand saying, keep the money out of it. That's fine. But they really are trying to castrate us in so many different ways and saying it's by the rules. We are really, really tired of the crap. We can be on the same page because our biggest enemy is the leftist Marxists that are trying to take over our country. We have got to realize that is who the enemy is and quit playing these stupid games where we're dealing with middle school emails, locking people out of meetings, setting meetings. I think that a chairman giving their word on a set meeting should keep their word. People wanted to do business. I don't understand why the people doing this are the ones saying there's not unity in the party. I agree. So please unify with the party. I know that our vice chair seeks to unify with the chair. I haven't seen it vice versa, but I haven't really talked to our chairman about this either. I just know what I see. I don't understand what's happening, and I don't understand why the ones causing divisions are the ones screaming bloody murder. You guys, we need to unite. We have real enemies, and it is not the people wanting to make a difference. Nobody is trying to step outside of the scope of the rules. We're just saying that the scope of the rules don't limit what we can do. We will stay in the rules, but we are going to make a difference, and we are only going to support people that are patriots. If you have somebody in Washington that is going to put a border deal out with Schumer, we're going to censure him because that's not our values. We're going to hold people to the fire, and we are not just going to stand behind them no matter what they do because they were elected with an R behind their name. The people are tired of that crap, and that's what's gotten us into this mess. There has been a statement that the things being done outside of the scope of the rules are interfering with the things required by the rules. I have yet to see that. I do understand that there was a second committee meeting that had to be called because the first one that wasn't upheld when it was supposed to be. And I know that there was a few conflicts that day that could have really been avoided by the chairman not going to the Iowa caucuses and keeping his word and having it on the day he said, because everybody in the Oklahoma GOP set aside that original day, taking him at his word. I don't understand how changing that to go to the Iowa caucuses is not causing division. I don't understand why we're fighting over stupid crap. The rules. Everybody is following the rules, and you keep saying that like it's not happening. To my knowledge, the rules are being fulfilled. There was, I've heard some reference to the congressional district member that, she didn't know that she was in the district that she wasn't in the district when she was elected. That hasn't been an issue. She said, I didn't realize, and she stepped aside with grace, and there was no arguments about that. So I don't understand why that's something anyone's hanging their hat on. I just don't understand why we need the division in the party. We need to be coming together because there is a real enemy. So I call on the party to unify and to quit locking people out of databases that should have rights to them, to quit locking called meetings out of the places they're supposed to have their meetings. And I ask that both sides follow the rules. To my understanding, that everyone has. Our forefathers were probably had the same words used against them. They were probably told them that they were being divisive. I mean, can you imagine the audacity of these guys that would break away from the British Empire and that would dare to have a country on their own and demand freedom and demand rights endowed to them by their creator? That's all we're doing, folks. We don't want division. We want unity. We're only involved because you were not doing your job, and so now we have to get involved. We ask that the division be stopped. I ask that the middle school antics of the Chickasaw Warrior and of things like bifurcating your vice chair and locking people out of meetings and changing meetings because there's another trip you wanted to go on that came up instead. I just ask that everyone be honorable, keep their word, and quit being divisive. You guys, they're coming after us. They're coming after us through our kids. They're coming after us about 100 different ways. We need to worry a lot more than just what the rules say. Yes, we will follow the rules, but we're also going to make a difference. And if the Republican Party is not going to hold politicians to the platform, then we'll just take it over and make sure they do, because the patriots have had enough. Thanks.